Okay, that's my phone.
I don't turn it on. Where's it at? Am I sitting on it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Just stand for this thing.
How's it go? You won't turn it off, did you?
I don't know what I did. Are we live yet?
Yep.
Okay.
Just waiting on Facebook. Hey guys, just waiting on Facebook. Give us just 1 second.
Is it the internet?
Do what?
Is it the internet?
No. There we go.
Finally.
Hey, you are tuned into Life Uncensored. I'm Skylar Dawn,
And I'm Sean Reeves.
and we are live on a Tuesday night, 7-ish p.m. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great.
How was your week?
My week was fabulous.
Yeah, you had a
As
good week?
usual. I had a great week. You know, it's been a low-key week. I've pretty much taken a vacation from work this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the first time in quite some time that I've actually been able to just sit and really not do anything. But you know, my week started on Sunday, and today's only Tuesday. Vacation's over.
Okay, so you had a few days.
I had a few days, so 3 days, but tomorrow morning it's back to the same old grind.
Aww.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's overall it's great.
Have you recovered from Cancun?
I wish I was back in Cancun. Actually.
Yeah, me too. This is
Like,
where I went to Cancun with.
Yeah. So no, I have not recovered from Cancun. I've actually been looking at trips to go back to Cancun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, when can I squeeze Cancun in here? So yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was a good time.
it was a great time.
It was a good time.
We had fun. And we met some really, really great people in Cancun. So if you're watching, hi.
Yeah, we definitely had some fun.
Yeah, and
We
it's
had some
great
fun.
to run into fellow Americans when you're on vacation. Yeah, so some really nice people and to make connections and to just keep in contact because you never know, you can build lifelong friendships. So
Yeah.
Cancun was fun.
Yeah.
It was.
It was good times.
Yeah.
It was good times. So, we miss, you guys will see, Sean is filling in. Dallas is not here. She's not feeling well. She's a little under the weather.
But we miss you, Dallas.
Yes, we do. So she, let's see if we can add a little bit of light here. How's
Ooh,
that?
that's bright
Is
light.
that?
That's
yeah.
good light. You know, so Dallas, I was thinking about you today. I saw that meme you posted on your Facebook page that said, I want to look like someone who would stab someone, but I also bake cookies. So my skirt today is very Stepford. However, I am wearing severed body parts.
Just for you. What a good friend. What a good friend you are.
So yeah, I'll stab you, but I'll bake you chocolate chip cookies too.
I know when she told me she did that just for you, I was like, oh wow. She is totally in the Lyfe Uncensored mode right now. So,
but we wish you a speedy recovery, Dallas.
Yes.
I hope you're feeling
Feel
better
better
tomorrow and that you'll be back next week.
Yes. Hopefully we'll get her back in here.
Yeah.
Feeling 100%. So, I've had a good week. Back to status quo, training clients, getting back to the grind. This weekend, we actually had a pool weekend.
We did.
We actually, like, I guess, got my pool.
We christened the pool. Well, no, actually, Creed, my dog, christened the pool. Yeah.
Yes. But we actually went to the pool this weekend. We spent all day Saturday
lounging
at
by the pool. Yeah.
playing
I
the
didn't
pool.
get in. I lounged, but my kids got in, and they had a great time.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We had empty Skylar time.
Yeah. And they were asking me, actually, they asked the following day, can we go back to empty Skylar?
Yeah, so we'll have lots of that.
Yeah.
I
It'll
can't
be
wait
fun.
for that. Except for this weekend, it's supposed to storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Not good. But
I can't wait until we get into the full swing of summer. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, all that 110 degree weather. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. I'll get to sweat and sauna and my skin will glow radiantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be in my pool.
Yes.
We'll be in the pool for sure. So, okay, let's just jump right in. You guys are tuned into Lyfe Uncensored, just in case you're not sure what you tuned into. We're here each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. You can tune in on Facebook, skyladon.com, Instagram, skyladon.com, or you can go over to YouTube, Skyladon, hit that subscribe button, and it'll remind you each and every week that the coolest show each week is on Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Lyfe
and to
Uncensored.
tune in. Yes, Lyfe, Lyfe Uncensored. Also follow us on Lyfe Uncensored on Twitter and Instagram, or Lyfe Uncensored Show on Facebook. So let's jump on into the news.
Yeah,
You ready?
let's do it.
We have some kind of somber stuff. Rest in peace.
Carolyn Bentecourt. If you don't know who she is a famous Brazilian model. And she was killed. When was it today?
Well,
And
that's wrong subject right now. We're on the news. So John Singleton.
Oh, that's what we're starting with.
Yes. Let's start there. Let's
Ah,
start there.
okay.
So, director, producer, writer.
Famous for Boys in the Hood. That director passed away at a very young age. I consider 51 to be young. You know?
He's very young.
That is young. I mean,
Very young.
nowadays, by today's standards, I mean, we don't live in a time where people used to die at 22 anymore.
No.
You know, 51 is young, and with modern medicine, I mean, gosh, I don't know what the cause of death was, though. I know he was on life support. and
He
it was
had a
just strong.
stroke.
Okay.
He had a stroke. He, I think there was some other health issues possibly, but then he went to the hospital to Cedars-Sinai in California and had a stroke and went into a coma and didn't come out.
Wow.
Which really
Terribly sad.
Well, it's also very concerning because Luke Perry also had a stroke, went into a coma and didn't come out. And I'm not just used to hearing that kind of stuff. So now all of a sudden, 2 back to back,
Right.
that's quite concerning.
But, you know, it makes me wonder how often it happens. I mean, we hear about these people because they're celebrities.
Right?
But how often, you know, does a normal person have a massive stroke at the age of 51?
I don't know.
Me either.
But that's crazy. It makes me like, and his family did say, they put out issued a statement and said, you know, everyone take care of your health, get your blood pressure checked, you know, so it makes me think maybe he was having like blood pressure problems and health problems.
Most likely, but you know, hypertension is the leading cause of death amongst African Americans.
Yeah, so that's, you know.
And it could have been, you know, hypertension brought on by his diet, weight, or it could have just been congenital. Who knows?
Yes, but exercise is super important.
It
I say
is.
this constantly. You guys exercise. There's no excuse. Everyone can walk. At the very, very least, you can get out and walk. Get out and walk. So there's no excuse for that. On a like totally opposite end of the spectrum, royal baby watch.
Yes, a baby.
And this is like, okay, first of all, it's the American princess.
Yes.
So that's
Meghan
super
Markle
exciting.
and Prince
Harry.
Prince
Mhm.
Harry's baby. Yes. So I'm excited. It's going to be the cutest baby in the royal family to date.
Well, by
Undoubtedly.
far. By far.
Undoubtedly.
And it's like they're doing everything so like ass backwards, you know? I mean, they're like
But they're
hiding-
royals.
Yes, but
But
they're
isn't that how they do things?
well, no, actually they don't. Typically the royals do everything very by the book. They have like a structure. They have very rules, but the thing is,
When has Meghan ever been by the book?
well, they don't have to because they're not in line for the throne. So they get to kind of do things a little bit off of the beaten path because they're not in line for the throne.
Well, I kind of look at it as they're not really doing it off the beaten path. They're doing it their way, which is a great thing. It's their first baby. It's their marriage, their relationship. They should be in total control of that.
Well, if they were in line for the throne, though, they would not be allowed.
Right.
But since they're not, they get to, and
that's exciting.
yeah, it is. But
is.
like as like an American who's excited about the American princess, it's like, oh, I want to see the baby. I want.
And I think we'll definitely see the baby.
Yeah, eventually.
We will.
Eventually.
I mean, because
But
we feel like that's our baby. Because we sat and we watched
I know
the fairy tale wedding.
I know. It's so
Like we had like an
exciting.
entire party for it, so it was pretty awesome. And it's great that they have this little bundle of joy on the way.
I know. But
I
they're
don't
not
even know when
telling
she's
you-
due.
Well, that's the thing. They're not. That's why there's such a royal baby watch. They're not telling when she's actually due, when she's going to give birth, if it's a boy or a girl, what the name is going to be. But they are over in England. They're saying that they think it's a boy because anytime that a royal is born, a website is made for the royal, and there are 3 boy websites that have been snatched.
Oh.
And they've been checking, like the tabloids or whatever have been checking all these royal names for girls, and they're still available. But these websites for boys are not available.
Okay, so it could be a boy.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're saying. So
I am going to go with there is a 50% chance that it'll be a boy.
wow, you should be psychic.
I should
You
be.
should be psychic. So Venezuela.
That's a tough situation going on over there right now. The country's in utter chaos.
It is. And we've talked about it on Life Uncensored before, but now it's just getting worse.
It is. And they have just actually staged a military coup to out the current president. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, since he took office, I want to say he took office in, what was it, 2013?
I thought they said 2014, but it may have been 2013.
Around then, Maduro's his name. And since then, the economy has gone to ruin. Like the average Venezuelan has lost about 20 pounds. It's civil unrest right now. The economy is virtually bankrupt because he's been corrupting the economy and lining his own pockets, which is what politicians typically do.
Yeah.
I mean, but to the extent that he's done it is he's ruined a nation, and at one point, Venezuela was relatively stable.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that the Venezuelans here in Houston, there was a whole group of Venezuelans that were out, protesting or rioting, protesting downtown or the Galleria area. And they are saying that they want the Venezuelans that are still there, to go out into the streets, and they want them to, take over.
Right, and that's what the military coup is about. They're trying to oust the current president.
Yeah, and it's just, but it's so dangerous right
It is.
now.
But I mean, but he still has
prayers.
he still has the military behind him.
Prayers with
a
them,
large
because
portion of it.
Yeah, they do, and I know they had taken medical care and food and water supply and electricity and everything away from them. So,
but no civilian, no person should have to live like they're currently living.
no.
And the government is put in place. Well, at least our government is for the people by the people.
Yeah.
They have one responsibility, they have one duty, and that's to their citizens.
Yeah, but a lot of
And they
countries are
don't
not
know.
like that, so
And they
yeah.
have not met that, and his duty, it has been to themselves. But that's
Yeah.
what happens in a socialist economy.
Yeah. Well, it's a dictatorship. So that's what's going to happen. But prayers with them. Everyone pray for Venezuela, because it's a really scary situation right now. The shooting at the synagogue in California this Saturday. Prayers for the victims there. There was one dead and 3 shot. It's just,
It's senseless.
and it's getting out of hand. And just right before we came on the air, we were alerted to another shooting at UNC, University of North Carolina. There's 2 dead, 4 injured. Two of those that are injured, they're life-threatening injuries. So there's a chance that they will pass away.
Right.
But the male suspect is in custody. He's a student at UNC. So prayers for those that are affected by that, and all the students that go to school there, because they're gravely affected by that as well. It's just
They're traumatizing
outrageous.
events that people can be so cruel to one another and just, casually take the lives of these people like they mean absolutely nothing.
I just think it's absurd. It's absurd. Like, it's absurd. But we don't go into politics on here, but something has to be done about guns and the gun violence. Something has to. It's out of control. It's out of control.
It is.
It's elementary schools, it's middle schools, it's high schools, it's colleges, it's synagogues, it's political figures at a softball practice.
Movie theaters.
It's movie theaters. It's you're not safe anywhere.
I'm all for guns for your own personal protection, but not for mass murder.
Yeah, it's not safe anywhere.
No.
So just keep those children. There's children.
And those families.
Yeah, and the families in your prayers. You are tuned in to Lyfe Uncensored. I'm Skylar Dawn.
I'm Sean Reeves.
And we are moving right along. We're going to go to a segment that we call #WTH.
Now I can talk about it.
Now you can talk about it.
It's like right here at the top of my notes. And I'm like, okay.
I know.
Dallas, I'm trying.
You're doing lovely.
Oh,
You're doing just lovely.
Thank you.
So #WTH is a segment that we talk about every week, and it is things that we find in the news that we're just like, you've got to be kidding me. We'll see who cusses first.
I'm a lady.
Well, I'm somewhat of a lady.
I'm a lady. I'm going to be on my best
But
behavior.
I will bring out the cuss words. You ready?
Yes, let's go.
You can go first.
All right, Carolyn Bentecourt, a Brazilian supermodel,
Mm-hmm.
passed away. Was she in Brazil?
She was in Brazil,
In
so
Brazil.
I think she's an American supermodel.
Is she American?
Yeah.
Okay, American supermodel passed away in Brazil. She actually died on her catamaran.
Yeah.
Strong winds, her dogs fell off, and she jumped in to save them.
Yes. Jumped in to say, okay, now, I love me some juju. But you have 60-mile-an-hour winds. #WTH. Her 2 little dogs. The wind blows them off the catamaran. She decides to jump in during the storm in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
Decides to jump in to save them in the ocean. Ocean, 60-mile-per-hour winds to save the dogs. And she washes ashore. #WT.
But for a lack of a better term, that sounds about white.
I don't know. You were gonna jump in after your dog into my
Into your pool.
Yeah, into my pool.
You jumped in after my dog into your pool.
I did, because I didn't want your ass jumping in.
Okay.
Okay, I just cussed.
Yeah.
I didn't want you jumping in.
But jumping into a pool with calm, still waters to where you can see the bottom is not like jumping into the ocean.
Yes, but okay, so how good of a swimmer are you?
You know, I'm a fairly decent swimmer, but I am not a strong swimmer.
You're
I am not strong enough to survive an ocean current.
Okay, you're not a strong swimmer, and if your dog starts fighting you in the water,
if my dog is starting to fight me in the pool, I can lift Creed and survive. I can swim that fine. I don't do natural bodies of water.
I was thinking
unpredictable bodies of water.
I was thinking if he starts fighting you in the water,
I wasn't gonna drown.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm like,
no.
Okay, if he starts fighting you in the water, holy crap.
No, I'm strong enough to swim in the pool.
Okay.
And, rescue my dog and myself.
Because, see, I'm a very good swimmer, and I don't think I could swim with Juju.
Then, you make a judgment call. You let Juju go.
Yeah, I don't think because Juju is like
Juju's
70 pounds
man.
of, like, muscle and craziness. Yeah. I mean, he's crazy on land.
Yeah, he's a wild man. But it's awfully tragic, and I think she was doing a heroic thing, and unfortunately it cost her life. It's very sad.
Hashtag WTH.
I mean, still, but...
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you're jumping in after children.
A kid.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? When you don't have children...
She has children.
But when you don't have children, that dog, it's your baby, it's your child.
Hashtag WTH. Okay. So, a middle school... Okay.
So, middle school's officer...
Hashtag WTH.
So, an officer, he's just chilling in the middle school, patrolling the middle school like he should be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the story went, but maybe he just propped up against the wall.
He's in the middle school cafeteria.
And his firearm discharges.
It's holstered.
And that should not happen at all.
This is why we don't have firearms in schools. His firearm, holstered firearm, discharges in the cafeteria.
He obviously didn't have the safety on. Or maybe
fuck?
But you know what though? Some weapons don't have a safety at all.
So we should take that to the middle school. I think that's the one I want at my kids' middle school.
I mean, we have guns in our house, and you can drop our guns, and they will not discharge accidentally at all.
Yeah, so I want my middle school child's security officer to lean up against the wall and shoot him in the head.
He probably had a more likely chance of shooting himself in the foot than shooting the kid in the head. But either way, the gun shouldn't have discharged at all. But we want to arm teachers with weapons that could possibly randomly.
We don't want to arm teachers.
We, as in the American populace,
we
want to arm
don't want to arm teachers at school. I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
What happened to him? Was he reprimanded? Was it just like, oops, my bad?
They said that it's under investigation. It just happened.
I'm trying to figure out how a holstered gun can discharge without the trigger being pulled. I mean, that's a defective weapon if that's true.
Hashtag WTH. This. Here we go here. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
$1.2 million at the box office for Endgame.
It's 1.2 billion.
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 Billion?
Billion with the
billion.
B.
Okay, with the B.
Yes.
How long did you tell me this movie was?
This movie is 3 hours long. 3 hours and some change.
3 hours long. The only thing that is going to keep my attention for 3 hours is sex. 3 hours?
Yeah, that's a long time. I haven't seen it yet because it's been sold out every showing since its opening night.
3 hours. You want me to go for 3 hours and sit in a movie theater?
Right. But you know what? I think I may be that one person who waits for it to come on DVD So I can watch it at home. I don't have the attention span to sit and watch a 3-hour movie. I just don't. At all. But I know people who've seen it 3, 4, 5 times already. Like, who has that
they
much
have
time?
to, because they've gotten up 15 times during the movie to go pee.
Like,
are you
who
kidding
has
me?
that much time in their life?
You have to go watch it 3 times so you can see the whole damn movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
seriously,
I'm a fan of the whole Avengers series, but I don't know if I can actually see this one.
Hashtag WTH.
That's
a 3-hour
entirely too
movie
long.
and it's made that much money, $1.2 billion.
What else has been? Was The Godfather 3 hours? Was it?
Because I watch 3-hour movies. I don't know.
Like, when was the last 3-hour movie? This is like, I don't know if it's historic or not, but it's been a long time since anything has been in the theater 3 hours.
I watch ID Channel.
The Lord of the Rings trilogies, those were long movies. But I don't know. This one, I'm going to have to watch it at home on video so I can pause it, take a break,
go
live
do
my
dishes.
life, then come back and watch it.
Come do Lyfe Uncensored. I mean, I can't imagine watching a 3-hour movie for 3 hours. Like, maybe a 3-part series.
It comes over the period of 3 days.
Yes.
Yeah, but no. Sitting in a seat. That's why, you know what? That is why they invented movie theaters with the reclining seats, because they knew Endgame was coming. You could lay your seat back and take a nap.
Do you know what I do? I was just getting ready to say, do you know what I do at those theaters?
Yeah, you go to sleep.
When, you know what? When a guy asks me on a date to a movie theater, do you know what I say to him?
What do you say to him?
I say, would you be embarrassed if I wear my jammies, bring a sweatshirt to lay my head on, and I bring socks to put on to take my shoes off? And if he says, are you serious? I say, yeah, we probably shouldn't date. Yeah. That's really literally what I say. Could you imagine if he asked me on a date to a 3-hour movie?
Endgame? I mean, gosh, if you go see a 3-hour movie,
I would be like, how do you feel about drool?
No.
Like, seriously.
I really feel like if you go to see Endgame with a partner or with a first date, that is a commitment. You are making a commitment to each other. You're going to be together because you've had to endure that movie together. You're in it for forever. You're in it for the long haul.
I would be like, are you conducting sleep studies?
Why
You're
going to get an
asking
Infinity
me
Stone
this movie?
ring. That's your engagement ring.
Hashtag WTH. Whoa. Okay. Here is the hashtag WTH to end all hashtag WTHs.
Yep. Coachella.
Holy shit.
And herpes.
This was Herpes Fest.
Yeah, it was.
What are you guys doing out there?
Spreading herpes.
I literally had to send messages to a few of my friends and be like, hey, did you go to Coachella this year?
Did you kiss anyone? Did you share any drinks? Did you do
Kiss?
other things?
Did you kiss anyone?
Did you do other things?
I wasn't worried about if they kissed anyone. I'm like, did you go to Coachella? Because I know I'm better than that. I'm not worried about who they
You know, I'm
kissed.
trying to keep it clean for primetime TV.
Hashtag WTH.
Yeah, but I mean, the Coachella Herpes Fest, they had 250 cases per day.
250 cases per day going to get herpes meds. 1,105 cases in total.
Let me tell you, when I was in Coachella, I didn't go to Coachella. I was at the Coachella Valley. I was shooting for Pinup Girl Clothing that weekend in Coachella. I was not at Coachella. I was in the Coachella vicinity. But my Tinder showed me at Coachella. And I was only there for 2 days. I have Tinder for my Instagram. Okay.
I was like, what's she talking about?
But I was there for 2 days, and literally in that 2-day period, not even a full 48 hours, I had almost 3,000 likes on my Tinder from guys at Coachella wanting hookups. That is how the herpes spread as rampantly as it did.
Ooh. I am just no.
Yeah. No.
Yes. I literally sent messages to people like,
You didn't send me a message, and I was in the Coachella Valley.
I already knew you were there. I already knew we aren't doing any of that, so I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa.
Whoa, that's nuts.
you guys need to, this is not a free love society. Like, you guys need to be careful. Seriously. You know, Houston, Harris County is I've shared this on here before, it is #1 for STDs. #1. Harris County is #1 for STDs. In Texas, period. Harris County, #1 for STDs. You guys, wrap it up. Be careful. You know, AIDS is like in the African American community, spreading like wildfire. Atlanta was beating us. Now Harris County is beating Atlanta. You guys, pay attention. Okay?
And just because she looks good doesn't mean she is good.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was
no, not you.
I was like, wait a minute here.
Like, what, WTH what?
Hashtag WTF.
No, not her.
Dallas get well really quick because Sean is out.
In general, like my grandma used to say, everything that looks good ain't good for you.
Oh, that's true. That's really true. Plus,
So,
you guys need to start thinking. I don't know.
There are worse things out here than 18 years of child support.
Yeah, much worse. Much worse. So, you are tuned in to Lyfe Uncensored. I'm Skylar Dawn.
And I'm Sean Reeves.
And we are moving right along. So, we have an episode. It's called Lyfe 101. This is our relationship topic time. This is where we talk about anything relationship topic wise. It can be intimate relationships between life partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, girlfriends, whatever your intimate partnership is. It can be between coworkers, friends, families. Today, it happens to be about intimate partnerships. We are talking about, has technology killed relationships?
Yes, and this is a very interesting question because it came from a young person.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Yeah, it did come from a young person. We actually asked them what was something that was plaguing them or what was something that was of interest to them. And this was something that they brought up. So, and then it actually is like, wait, that's something important
and relevant
to older people too.
Yeah.
So, is technology killing relationships? So we're going to talk about it on multiple levels. So first we'll talk about texting.
I think that texting can be great for a short burst of communication.
Yes.
When you just want to check in, see how a person's doing, just real quick things. But if you're in a relationship and your communication with that person is primarily text-based, that's all you do, you don't talk to each other over the phone, you don't get to convey those feelings, you don't hear that person's voice, then you don't have much of a relationship. If
you
it's
don't
only
have a relationship.
Text-based.
You don't have a relationship. So if you think you have a relationship, you don't.
It's not. I don't think it's real or genuine.
No, you definitely don't.
If your primary communication is text.
Now, where texting can be good, it's good for throughout the day. Like, for instance, someone like me, I do not have like a cubicle job. I don't have a job. Yes, I work for myself, but I don't have a job where I can talk on the phone. I have a job where I have clients in front of me all throughout the day. So if you want to text me sweet nothings, or you want to, text to find out if I'm available for the evening to go to dinner, or what time we're supposed to meet up, or where we're going, or what we're doing, then texting is good because it's a good way of like kind of keeping up throughout the day.
Right, so those short bursts of communication that you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because I cannot talk on the phone, if you try to call me, you're going to keep getting voicemail, and it's going to get very frustrating because I cannot talk throughout the day. Mm-hmm. But if you think by texting me throughout the day, you are keeping a lifeline in a relationship going,
no.
Absolutely, positively, unequivocally, you are not.
And it's the same with, I know we're talking about intimate relationships, but it's the same with friendships. Like you and I, we'll talk and we'll text throughout the day, but it's always like real quick stuff. But then we see each other And then we also talk on the phone. So if it's like something that's really, really pressing, really important, we pick up that phone and we call each other so that we make certain that the messages and the things that we're trying to convey are actually conveyed.
Yes.
And it builds that connection and that bond as far as friendships. And it's the same with romantic relationships. You have to talk.
You have
to the person.
Well, and you also have to hear. You have to hear what that person actually means.
Yes. Yes.
Because when I say like, you know, I really don't like that place, or could you pick another place, or whatever, you may be, or if I say we can go there if you want, then you may be like, oh, she doesn't care if we go there. Yeah. But if you call me and I say we can go there if you really want to,
yeah.
Then you're like, whoa, you don't sound like you really want to go there. And I'm like, well, I really don't like it. Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, no, we're not going to go there. She really don't want to go there. Right.
So yeah, and then a lot, like you said, a lot of things get lost in translation via text message.
Yes.
They really do.
So, video chat. The good to video chat
is that you get to see the person, and especially video chat is great for like long distance.
Yes, it's good for long distance because if you don't get to see the person regularly, it's really good to be able to see the person, keep that connection, keep that excitement, and those
you lay eyes
twinkle
on
in your eyes,
yes,
kind of feeling.
Yep.
It's not good
if you're using it to check up on a person. And if that's your sole purpose to like babysit them. Like if your significant other it's out with whomever, if they're at work or whatever it is that they're doing and they're not with you, and you video chat them for the sole purpose of figuring out their location, seeing who they're with, seeing the background.
The surroundings.
Yeah, so that you can
where they are.
2 and 2 together and play, you know, internet detective. That can be detrimental and it destroys the trust in a relationship.
Yes, because if the person really is where they're supposed to be, which most of the time they would be, then they're going to start to feel like you don't trust them, and it's going to break down that trust, and they're not going to feel as good in the relationship.
And you know, I am a firm believer, like when I first got married, the pastor who married us stated that you should always believe the best about your spouse. Always believe the best in them. Always think that they're doing their best, that they're giving their best. So therefore, if they tell you that they're someplace, your first inclination is to believe them and trust that they are where they say they are. Instead of going back behind them and trying to, you know, second guess, or I'm going to figure this out.
Plus, if you need to figure it out,
you have problems.
Just be done with the relationship.
And I really feel like everything done in the dark comes to light. So yeah, I mean, there are things within technology that can kill trust, and that's one of them.
Yes, it is. Okay, social media. The good part of social media is
that it allows you to connect with people.
Yes.
That's a great thing.
Well, your relationship, yes. It allows you to keep up with each other more, kind of flirt a little bit throughout the day. You can kind of be connected with each other's friends some.
You know, post your life events, things that you have going on.
Yes, with each other. Post pictures with each other. You know, you can kind of do those types of things social media wise.
And it gives, you know, it helps to, you know, give other people a peek into your relationship. But I really feel like the peek that people get on social media, it's just a small fraction of the big picture of what goes on. And you can't really believe everything you see on social media, but it does help you when you're a couple to present that united front to other people.
Correct.
You see that.
But then the negative to social media, and this is where technology can kill relationships. For instance, I think, like in my situation personally, if someone, even me, I'm guilty of it, if you go on and you check someone out completely, then you have nothing to talk about.
If you've already investigated them on social media?
Yeah, if you go and investigate everything on social media.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, some people want to dig, some people want to know who they're going out with.
Yes.
You know, I think if it's a new relationship, you want to, you know, so you can have some things to talk about. Maybe researching their social media will actually give you things to talk about.
But just like you said, it kind of gives a peek. So sometimes you may not see.
You may be way off base. Yeah. You could be totally off base going that route. But I can understand.
And like if someone goes and checks my social media, they may be like, oh my God, she parties all the time. She has this wild and crazy life. She does all this crazy stuff. And if you actually
really
know me,
she's home baking cookies and shit.
I'm home snuggling Juju.
But no, I mean, it does give you that peak. But it all depends upon how you use it. You can use social media for good, and you can use it for evil. And, the good is like trying to find common ground with people. But like the evil is when you're using social media to try to pick apart a person and ask them probing questions about their life and to say, hey, so what were you doing with this person at this place? That kind of thing. Or who's this person in your photo? Those kind of things. That is, I think, a bit invasive, especially if you haven't tagged those people or anything like that. So that's where you get to...
people can go onto your social media and they click onto other people that you have and they get super nosy.
Yeah.
And they go on and they start researching other people that you have on your social media to try to figure out who other people are in your life so that they can try to figure out your whole life, and you're like overwhelmed with it, and then you're like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean? How do you know what all this stuff? Like, and then...
Again, internet detective.
Yes. And then that will totally turn a person off.
Yes, it will.
Because it's like, whoa, wait, how do you know all this about me? Like, this is crazy.
I think another word for that is stalking.
It is stalking. Yeah, it's totally crazy.
That's what that is.
So technology, so I guess, do we think that technology
is killing relationships? It depends. I mean, it's how you define the parameter of a relationship. I think that a lot of people are in relationships, technology-based relationships, that aren't true, genuine relationships.
Okay, so yeah, I think they are. Okay, but here's the last one. Here's the last and final one. When you go to a restaurant, this is my biggest huge pet peeve. A restaurant, I'm going to use a restaurant as a number one because I see it all the time. You go to a restaurant, whether it's friends, spouses,
everyone at the table is on their phone.
Yes, they're on their phone.
Yeah.
Or even just another, like one person is on their phone and the other person is just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even have, people are not having conversations with each other.
No. And
so
I really
in
feel
that
like
sense,
it depends on the circumstances.
Some people, I don't think so.
You should be able to
I think when you should
be able to turn your phone off.
Yeah, I think when you go to dinner or you go places with other people, I think you should put your phones down. Yeah. I don't think you should. I think when you're with another person, you should put your phones down.
And your focus should be on them and the conversation that you're having.
Yeah, because I think that's why friendships are not as strong.
Because people like that inner... Okay, so, and that is true with relationships. Like, I've met people in person that I've met on social media, and we'll chat all day online and think, oh, I know this person. But then when you meet them in person, there's this like awkward silence because that person does not know how to
They have no interpersonal skills.
None. So it's like, so we're going to sit here next to each other and be silent and not know what to talk about. Or maybe we should just text each other while we're sitting next to each other and carry on a fun conversation. Because that's what we've been accustomed to doing. Yeah. But in person, we can't interact. So, yeah, in that sense, it has killed relationships.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, I've been either on dates or been out with people where literally we're sitting at the dinner table and I will put my phone, turn it over, set it down purposefully so that I don't, not to hide anything, but so that I don't look at my phone, or I'll put it in my purse and the other person cannot stay off of their phone. Yeah. And it's like, I could have stayed home and watched Netflix with Juju.
Right. And I think a lot of that too is because they don't know how to act. That phone is a security blanket. It's a safety net.
It's a binky. So they still need a pacifier.
Down. They can't put it down.
That's unattractive.
Yeah.
Adults needing pacifiers. Super unattractive.
So I would say to challenge yourself the next time you're out with your significant other, turn the phone off.
Yeah, or like
Put it
you said,
away.
friends.
Friends.
Because
Yeah.
this could
Turn
work.
it
Like
off.
after you said that, I'm reading it and I'm thinking like that goes, like you said, it goes for all of it.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge from Lyfe Uncensored.
Sure.
I don't need that now.
Turn your phone off.
Well, I guess I've got that.
Talk to the person you're with.
Yes, talk to the person that you're with.
Call them on the phone. Don't text. Pick up the phone. Call. Hear their voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let them know that you have some kind of concern.
But don't call them through Facebook Messenger. That's creepy.
Do not call through Facebook Messenger. I've almost closed down my Facebook over that shit.
Don't do that.
Yeah, do not do that. Thank you. So annoying.
Or Instagram for that matter.
Yes. So this is Lyfe Uncensored. I'm Skylar Dawn.
I'm Sean Reeves.
And we are moving right along. Chivalry. Is chivalry dead?
Is it?
Not on our watch. So this is also called Southern Charm Etiquette 101, but this is kind of our topic for the guys. So tonight we're kind of doing it a little bit different, but still the same, but a little different. So where is the line tonight? We're going to talk about where is the line for other females in the group when you're with a female. So where do you draw? Where is the line drawn for chivalry? Like when you're whether you're with your wife, your girlfriend, on a date, where's the line drawn? Where are you going overboard on being chivalrous for another female? Whether it's opening the door, whether it's,
Picking up the tab.
yeah, paying for hers too, whether it's pulling out her chair, whether it's if she drops something, picking it up for her. Where is that line drawn where it's not going overboard and the chick that you're with is like, dude, seriously,
you're doing too
like,
much.
You're a little extra right now.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say if alcohol is involved,
You're doing a bit much.
Yeah, if alcohol is involved. Because if you've been drinking, then you probably should just pay attention to the chick you're with.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the wherewithal to know if you're doing too much.
Now, if I'm out with my significant other and I'm out with a group of friends, is it reasonable for me to expect him, let's just say I'm out in a group and it's like, 3 of us, it's 3 plus 1, okay? Is it reasonable for me to expect him to pull out everyone's chair? Or is it just my chair? Or do I draw the line at if it's only 2 plus 1, is it okay for him to pull out my chair and then pull out your chair? And I think that's okay for him to pull, if it's 2. If he has to go around the whole table pulling out everyone's chair, I think that's a bit excessive. He should just pull out mine.
Because if you're in a group, there should be a waiter.
Yeah.
And the waiter will assist.
Yeah.
But he should always do yours first.
Yes, mine first. And
you
then
should always be taken care of first, no matter what. He's with you. If he ever takes care of someone else before you,
there's a problem.
Serious problem. So you should be taken care of first.
Yeah.
And then, as time permits, anyone else.
Right.
But if there's a group, there should be a waiter, and the waiter will
assist with the other chairs.
Yeah, assist with the other chairs.
Or like if you're waiting outside, like I prefer, we've talked about this before, we want men to go get the car.
Yes.
Go get the car, pull it up. Then once you pull up the vehicle, get out of the car, come around, open my door, and then open my friend's door. If we're together.
Yes.
If that's how I want it to go. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing at all. Like I said, it just has to be, he has to take care of you first.
Right. But I will give you one example. So years ago, I dated this one guy. And we went out, we had a very, very active social life. Like we went out all the time. And I've been modeling for years. Okay. And I had another friend of mine out with me who was a Playboy centerfold. Okay. And we go out to this restaurant. We had never valeted before, but all of a sudden this night, he wants to valet.
So he's showing off.
He's showing off. And I felt some kind of way about that. I'm like, dude, I valet all the time anyway, myself personally. But I'm like, you have never once valeted since we've been out. Now, all of a sudden, this night, you ballet. Guys, you got to know where to draw the line. You don't need to show off for my female friends.
Yeah. No.
Trust me, I told them all about you.
Yeah. Every bad thing you do, they know.
They know. So I really feel like in that instance, that scenario,
tell them all.
Yeah, that was overboard.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Yeah. But you should, as a male, you should never treat anyone better than the woman that you're with.
And that's
Ever.
with anything. You should never treat anyone better than your spouse.
No.
Your spouse should always be, or even your partner. You don't have to be married to the person, but your partner.
Never.
They should come first.
Always. So if you find yourself thinking better or doing better for another female, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if you're at dinner with your lady and you decide to, help her with her meal, cut her steak. I mean, I don't know why you would. I'm just using this as an example. I can cut my own.
If I'm with a guy, he would cut mine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't eat steak, but lobster or whatever.
Or open your lobster tail for you.
Yes.
Because we know you don't crack your own lobster. You know this.
No, I
don't. So, if I'm struggling with my lobster tail, can he crack my lobster too, or can he cut my steak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I would probably say to him, honey, will you cut her steak?
Right. Versus him just doing it on his own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because.
And her steak gets cut first if they're together. If he's with me, my steak gets cut first.
Yes.
That's just how it goes.
Yes, that's how it should be. But don't take more initiative to fall over yourself to do for our girlfriends. Kind of let it, maybe even look to us like.
Yeah. Is it okay? It's okay to cut her steak, but maybe not feed it to her.
Feed it to her and you're going to get a knife in the chest.
Like, baby, I was just being chivalrous. I mean, this is what you want.
You know all those toys in the garage you love?
Yeah, and I'm just cutting stuff up and baking cookies.
They're going to be cut up too.
Turn into a Ginsu chef. Honey, I've got cookies in the oven.
So you are tuned into Lyfe Uncensored. I'm Skylar Dawn.
And I'm Sean Reeves.
And thank you for guest hosting this week.
Thank you for having me.
I love having you. Dallas is probably watching right now like, oh my God.
We miss you, Dallas. Hurry back.
Yes, feel better.
Yes.
And you guys can tune in every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Go to Skylar Dawn on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, follow us on Lyfe Uncensored Show on Facebook, Lyfe Uncensored on Twitter and Instagram, and every Tuesday night I will be here at SkylarDawn.com on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love all the support that you guys give me, and I will see you on Damage Control tomorrow night, next week here on Lyfe Uncensored. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night.